today. Alright, this, come on. If there are any issues with the sound or video, let me know. I'm streaming on all 3 channels, one of them has to work, so. Okay, so today I am going to color the ColorMeCollab, the 14th edition. And it's an event on 2. ColorMeCollab. So this is a group where artists get together each week, and one of them donates line art that everybody else colors however they want. This week is the name Sam Johnson. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, it passed. I was just about to sneeze, sorry. Okay, and this is last week where everybody colored M&T's line art, and you can color however you want, and this was mine from last week. And it's an awesome event, and it's really cool as an artist to see how everybody else colors your line art. For example, mine was the 3rd ColorMeCollab. And this is how everybody colored it, so it's really awesome. And I framed the illustrations and I have them on my drawer in the hallway. So it's really cool. I really enjoy participating in this event, and everybody can join, and there aren't any limits, so it's free to participate. Okay, so today I'm going to try some very crazy colors, but first I'm gonna have kind of like a neutral background. It'll be easier for me to color. Set to multiply. Whenever you want to color line art that doesn't have transparency, the easiest way is to use multiply. Okay, got my trusty pen tablet. Wacom Intuos Pro, medium size. I wouldn't recommend getting the large size because it will be hard to travel with it, and you're not really gonna use all of it, in my opinion. And I also wouldn't recommend using the small one because it's kind of an inconvenience, so I find that the medium size is the best choice. I'm gonna do her skin color, like an alien subterranean creature. Skin color. Because everybody was doing her, it looks like she has some Scandinavian roots, so everybody was doing her blonde or redhead, really white skin, so I just want to go really freaky colors. The baby is probably not gonna look that great with such exotic colors, but hopefully I'll pull it off and it will look okay, not too creepy. Coloring her ribs. She's so skinny she could be a supermodel. That doesn't look very warm. but she's gonna be subterranean, so she can wear a dainty little dress and not freeze to death. Let's see. Like, is there a leg there? I don't think so. I can see it, or is the dress covering it? There's also a group. My channels. Okay. The ColorMeCollab group, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I don't see the leg there. Okay. Checking. And this is a great line art. It's pretty easy the color to select and to fill in. So I'm liking that. Now give it a yellowish tint. Hi June, how are you? Nice to see you again on my channel. Always happy to have you. Coloring here the hair. So I decided to go kind of with some more crazy colors. I was kind of remembering, I don't know, have you seen the anime Ergo Proxy? There are some underground creatures there that, you know, have kind of like a purplish dark blue skin color and white hair. It's an interesting anime. It's kind of weird, I guess, like most animes. But it's very interesting how it follows the story of the two main characters. So it's called Ergo Proxy. What, are you checking out the trailer? Beautiful drawings for what? Yeah, the series is, I think, only 22 episodes. Yeah, and it looks amazing. The animation's very good. The story's compelling. It's kind of depressing though, because they're in a post-apocalyptic world. So for some reason, post-apocalyptic worlds never have any happy end or are very happy or optimistic in their theme. They're usually all very depressing, but it's an interesting story and the struggle of the characters to find the truth. What are you showing me? Is this safe for work? Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah, it's pretty interesting if you have the time. kind of some things that I didn't understand, and they kind of left me in a cliffhanger. And at that time, I didn't know if there was a community that I could, like go and ask some questions for clarifications. Because there were a lot of things that I didn't know. They were making reference to some stuff. So I should probably go and check that again as well. I already looked. Yeah. Because I knew you were going to show me something from Ergo Proxy, and I wasn't sure because I couldn't remember exactly all the things that were happening in the show. I know they were fighting at some point with monsters, and I don't remember if it was really that safe for work with all the blood and gore. Don't remember. So that's why I asked. But it's an interesting anime. I kind of look for, weird episodes. Yeah, it should be still be available somewhere. I don't remember where I watched it the first time, if I saw it on TV or I went and looked for it myself. I don't remember. But I like, like weird stories like that. I kind of look for more animes. Never like the whole teenage high school drama that a lot of animes have. Death Note included that in an interesting way, so it was pretty cool. I like Death Note as well. But again, very sad ending. Close. Awesome. And Ergo Proxy has been kind of inspirational for me in my work as well, in the novels that I'm writing. I like that whole futuristic world. It leaves room for a lot of interesting questions regarding, what freedom do you have and what control you have. I remember I was 11 when I got the gift. I got as a gift the book, 1986 by George Orwell. And obviously, I was 11 years old. What can you understand from that? I was reading Jules Verne because I really like science fiction. And from Jules Verne, the adults around me decided, oh, you should read this book because this is interesting. And I was like, yeah, really? For me, thank you. And then I started reading and I was like, what the fuck is this? Crazy adults. And I didn't like to read it. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, crazy adults. And I opened it where some women were fighting over some pots and pans, and then some character in the book was complaining about his medical problems and being very descriptive about it. And I was like, ew, why did you give me to read this? Ew. And then when I was a bit older, there was this older kid that was reading it and he said it was a cool book. So I was like, if he's reading it and he says it's cool, then maybe I should open it again. And I think I was 14 when I read 1984. Isn't it 86? I was kind of sure it was 86. I can't believe I remembered it wrong. Anyway, and then I found it more interesting when I was 14, so there's a time for all books. I mean, I was at a Christmas party this winter, and the girl who is, I think she's 10 or 11, maybe less, some adult gave her a thick book with Les Miserables. I'm like, seriously? You're giving a kid that book? Les Miserables? It's like, the title is depressing. Reading the book is gonna be soul crushing, and you're giving that to a small child. Like crazy adults. The most use you'll find for that is, I don't know, a door stopper. Yeah, probably, I don't know, but yeah, maybe middle school. I think Les Miserables is more of a high school type of book. I don't know. I'm like, enjoy your childhood while it lasts. You can be depressed when you're in high school. You're gonna be mopey and depressed anyway. You can read Les Miserables when you're in high school. Oh, pretty white dress. Yeah. Should I give her a cape different color? I am tempted. Oh yeah, Space Odyssey. Another weird story. She was so excited. Yeah. How old were you when you watched it? Oh, so you weren't that young. It's something that you could look at. Yes, I still find it boring. It's very artsy. So, not being a very artsy person that, sits around and thinks about poetry and the deeper meaning of life, I find these things boring. I'm not a philosopher. We had in high school philosophy hours, even though we were mathematics and informatics specialization. So, where we weren't at, some kind of art high school. We were math and informatics. And we did a lot of physics and chemistry and so on. And we had philosophy, and she just kept talking about, Plato's cave and Plato's cave and Plato's cave and how the reality and blah blah blah, and she wasn't making a very good case for it. And I've heard that story so many times. It's like, I'm tired of hearing about Plato's cave. And she was married to a priest, and we also we had religion classes at school. We had orthodoxy classes. So we were already bored from the orthodoxy classes about how man needs God, and then we were hearing this at philosophy as well. Man, philosophers say, instead of, like now everybody says, scientists have discovered this, scientists say this, she was with the phrase, philosophers say this. Like, philosophers say that you cannot live without God in your life, and man must need God, and she was achieving the opposite of what she set up to do, like inspire us to get excited about philosophy or um, religion or anything. She was just boring the hell out of us. And this, I'm gonna do some black metal. Yeah, but I don't think she was a fan of Nietzsche. To be honest, I doubt she was a fan of his work. I don't think we even discussed Kant or anything. I only remember her talking about Plato's cave over and over. And we had a test about Plato's cave, and I was like, enough of Plato's cave. I don't want to hear about it anymore. It's funny what high school teachers you can have. It was a crazy time, more ways than one. I was reading about people proposing. Oh, you studied philosophy for 5 years? Oh, I'm sorry for you. Well, unless you enjoyed it, then good for you. But if you didn't, I'm sorry for your trouble. Yeah, and we're proposing that they admit students based on their maturity level, not their age. There is on SciShow, Crash Course, sorry, on Crash Course you have biology and astronomy and history, and you also have on Crash Course, you have Crash Course Philosophy, where Hank Green talks about different philosophers and currents in thinking over the centuries, and it's really interesting to see how people shifted from one view of the world to another. And I like the way that he presents it. He's not like on one team and then just, oh, we should all be like that and think like that because that is the best way to think. He just presents it in pretty neutral and historical fashion. So it's interesting to listen to his courses on philosophy and to kind of I listen more to it to get familiar with all the terms and the currents and stuff like that. So when somebody is being all hipster on me and talking about one philosopher or another, I'm somewhat informed about what he's talking about. So it's called Crash Course Philosophy. pink, green. You know what, I can select these. I don't know why I'm bothering so much. There we go. And I can get in the lines later. Do this quicker. Because I got like only 1 hour left. Ooh, I better hurry. I got like 1 hour left to color this. Oh, come on. Color the whole damn... Hey, Balrog, how are you? No, it's 2 hours until 5. I got 1 hour left. Hi, Balrog. Sounds like an awesome name. Sounds, you know, like Norsy. How are you? Can you hear me okay? Oh, awesome. That's good. I'm glad to hear you can hear me okay. Welcome to my channel. Happy to have you here. I think you're a subscriber. I think I remember the icon with a little heart. So if you are a subscriber, thank you. Are you also on 2 like June? And me. We are both on 2. This is a 2 event I'm coloring. Ah, okay. Just wanted to know. True. Now I'm going to do that crystal thing. Crystals. There we go. I think I'll go over, yeah. I don't want to have too many layers. Although I'm not working at a big resolution, so it should be okay, but I've noticed that even Manga Studio, when you go into huge resolutions like 7,000 pixels by 7,000, you know, and have a lot of layers, it starts to have problems, just like Photoshop, which is a real disappointment because I really was hoping they would have but they do seem to work better than Photoshop still, so I'm having I haven't had Manga Studio crash on me yet, which has happened with Photoshop many times. But it hasn't happened lately in Photoshop, so that's good. I haven't worked, I mean, I have worked a lot more in Photoshop, so I have many more occasions in which I was disappointed. It just didn't want to work anymore. I have had a lot more freezes in Photoshop than Studio Manga on average. Oops. So I'm still a bigger fan of Studio Manga. Although now they're calling it Clip Studio Paint. Why they changed the name, I don't know. I haven't kept up with the news. Yeah, I think I'll combine them like that. I can get more glowy bits in. I'm gonna try out some pretty crazy neon colors for this in the end. So I'm laying the base color now. And I got out of line here and here. So I'm gonna erase it like so. Where's the... it's 100% the density. I think it's just a preset of the brush, not to be 100%. There we go. Wow, it's really hot today. I'm gonna drink a lot of water. I was wishing for warmer weather because where I am it's pretty cold in general, and now it's kind of like one of those careful what you wish for type deals. And I think I'll just take the fan out of the closet. Yes. But I think it's probably not that warm. If I look at a thermometer, it's probably not gonna show me the same temperatures that I had back home. But it was just a big jump in the temperature, going from below minus 0 degrees, from going from below minus temperatures in Celsius, going to, I don't know, 20 or 25 or 30 or whatever. And also the humidity at the moment is pretty high because it rained, so it just feels even more warmer. And it was just a cold spring, sad cold spring. I have a tree in front of my house that didn't even bloom. Fortunately, I took pictures of it last year, so I know what it could have been, but has not come to pass. Which was really disappointing because I looked forward to having like a blooming tree in front of my window every morning. But alas, it did not came to be. So I bought some bushes with flowers from the supermarket and put them in the ground and like, yay, I have flowers now. It's kind of cheating, I guess, but doesn't matter. I am happy. Yes, when it was March, I thought, oh yeah, spring is coming, and I bought a whole bunch of seeds at the discount store, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna grow so many flowers, and I'm gonna give them to all my friends, and it's gonna be so awesome. And then they didn't come out of the soil, or they were really spindly, or when I planted them they died. Well, I think that's is that average or is that cold for you? I imagine it's pretty cold for you. I don't know. I imagine it being at night 25, but in the day reaching 40 degrees where you are. Because it's June, right? It's around the corner. And the peak is gonna be in August when you'll all be boiling your own juices, I guess. Cooking at low temperature. It's nice if you have the sea nearby and you can just jump in the water and cool off, but if you can't and you have to go to work and you have to go by bus to work and everybody else has to go by bus to work and you don't have air conditioning, then it's not so much fun anymore. Yes, I have stewed many a times in the bus on my way to work in the summer. Yeah. Don't want to wish that on your worst enemies. You know what? I'm gonna do this a light white, I think. In Holland? Seriously? I thought Holland would be a lot cooler. How did Holland become unpleasant? Oh. Well, lucky you, I guess. I can't imagine. How did you find Holland? I would like to visit it someday. It looks so pretty in the pictures. It will be cold, they said. Yeah, that's cool. And they speak it very well too. Well, it's very similar to their language, I guess. I mean, for me, speaking Italian, I don't think it would be that difficult to learn it. It's very similar to my own language. But I think it's an education thing as well, because I've been to Germany a couple of times and we have gotten lost and we didn't have GPS and yeah. And in Germany we asked, people on the street for directions and they didn't know how to speak English because we were in a little town. But we kept asking and finally we came across one of the German villagers there that knew English and he was like, "Dudes, you're totally lost. Give me the map. Let me show you where you need to go." It was a young man. But I think this is, in part because they dub everything. All their movies are dubbed in German, so they don't have a lot of opportunities to, uh, I don't know, even if they learn English at school, they don't get to use it that much. They have their windows in German, and it comes, I think they can change that how they want it at work and keep it in German at work and at home. Yeah. For my country, everybody, they watch, well, at least they used to watch with subtitles. Now they're starting to, dub everything as well because it's good for business to have, to pay actors to dub, and there are, I guess, some more jobs created that way, and also it's more accessible to a larger audience that maybe didn't know English and was too lazy to read, so now they watch the movie dubbed. For kids, for example, that maybe they don't know English. But my brother and sister, even though they were small, they knew English and they knew how to read in their own language good enough that whenever we went to the movies, we never went to the dubbed versions, especially since they don't always do a very good job and they hire some people with very annoying voices that just ruin the movie. So we always watched it in the original form. No matter the language, yes, no matter the language, I think it's good to watch the movie in its original language with subtitles. It's not that difficult to read and watch the movie at the same time. I've heard the argument that, oh, when you have to read, you're distracted and you're not paying attention properly to the movie, and I think there's a lot of bullshit. If you know how to read properly, you generally have enough time to read it. It shouldn't be an issue seeing the movie and reading the subtitles. I've heard the argument that, oh, it takes me out of the zone. Why? Doesn't the fact that you're sitting in a seat and not actually there, doesn't that take you out of the zone, feeling the seat under your butt? To me, it just seems like they're a bit lazy, not wanting to read the subtitles. I actually prefer, even when I play video games where you can't go back, and because you don't have like a little scroll bar where you can go back and re-listen if you didn't understand something. So even on um, uh, yeah, watching Schwarzenegger movies in original in English is not the same. Yeah, he has a funny voice. It will be, I don't know, it will be hard for someone to redo his voice. I was trying to say something and I forgot. Well, yes, because in general they do a better job. And also I think it's important to hear another language from another culture and like expand your horizon and hear how other people speak. I think that's important. Yeah. And also for video games, like I was saying, I play video games with the subtitles turned on, or I sometimes watch movies even though if they're in English, I watch them with the subtitles in English on, and not because I have any hearing problems, but sometimes some movies have poor sound design, poor mixing of the sound. They've cheated or skimped on the sound, and it has problems, and it's not equalized properly. So when I hear a lot of banging, I turn the sound down, but then when they're talking, I can't hear what they're saying and I'm missing out on the dialogue. And also for video games is really important because, they're asking me some important question and then I have to make a decision. Yeah. I have to make a decision based on what the character told me a few minutes ago, and if I can't understand what the character in the video game asked me, then I can't make a proper decision, and then that affects my gameplay. So I turn on the subtitles to make sure that I understand what the character is asking me, because sometimes, like I said, there are problems with the sound, or I wasn't paying attention, or my neighbor started knocking in the wall and I get distracted and I lose what the character was saying. And I never had a problem reading in English, so it's probably much more easier for me. I've always kept my Windows and I read a lot of articles in English. It's like second language. I have no problems with it. And also animes, I listen to them in Japanese so that I exercise my Japanese. I don't forget completely everything. And I read the subtitles in English so that I can still understand a bit what's happening in the story. Um, more or less, I'm more of at the gossip level. I couldn't have an intellectual discussion in Japanese. I just don't have the vocabulary for it. Yeah, I know. In Germany as well, it's an old tradition to dub everything. In my country, they still make fun of other countries that dub their languages. I did film school and they were like, ha ha ha, they're dubbing, ha ha ha. I guess it would be funny to hear Chuck Norris speak in Italian, or Jean-Claude Van Damme, or Bruce Lee. I think I should Google that. I'm kind of curious now, because I know how accents are in of different languages. In English, so you have the Russian accent, the French accent, the Chinese accent in English, but in Italian, I have no idea. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be funny. Don't know if I'll be able to make the differences between them. I mean, only recently have I been starting to um, uh, tell the differences between different regions in Japan, because they have their own accents, regional accents as well, and I couldn't tell a person from the south from one to the north, or like a city person from a farming person. In English you have, the pompous British accent, and you have the redneck accent, so you can tell by the accent what kind of character that is. And until recently, I couldn't really make a difference between them in Japanese, but now I'm starting to pick up on these subtle details, so that's really cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, The Simpsons. Funny. Actually, the first Simpson episodes that I've come in contact with were in German. So I would watch Simpsons when I was a kid on ProSieben. Yeah. And to me, The Simpsons were German because of that. So when I got a little bit older, I realized, Simpsons are American. It was funny because, not knowing about it and being a kid, there were a lot of things that I didn't know, and I couldn't tell that they were American, because what can a kid really know about different countries and what is culturally stereotypical? I watched a lot of cartoons when I was a kid in a lot of different languages. Larry, Carl's friend. hmm And what does the Venetian accent symbolize, or what do you think of when you hear someone speaking in Venetian? Ostregata, what does that mean? Uh-huh. Okay. Because usually we attribute behavioral labels to different accents. So, um, the bad guys in American movies always speak Russian or British. And when someone has a southern accent in an American movie, they usually considered uneducated or stupid or backwards or something like that. So Venetians are like rednecks or what? Because I don't think that would be the case. And like merchants or something. I don't know. With what do you associate the Venetian accent in your culture? North, center, and south. Okay. And how do they view each other? Veneto is the fourth part. Veneto includes Venice, or is just Venice? Mm-hmm. Full region. Okay. Verona. Mm-hmm. Padania. Okay. I've been to Venice, but only one afternoon, so I don't remember much about it. And just looked around on the pretty streets, took some photos, and then I was off because I couldn't stay there for that long. So I don't know much about Italy. As in Romania as well, we have different regions, and some have certain reputations and accents associated with it. Like we have the one part that has had a lot of Russian influence. North are pompous, south are more traditional, yeah. In my country, it's the opposite, norm. It's like the big cities are pompous, and the regional places, farmland or our farmers, they're more traditional. But yeah, like the part that, for example, I sometimes have difficulty understanding some of my relatives from the northern part. Well, I guess that's what you would say being in the south. Really, you both agree on that. Oh, like Gaspare are both from Croatia. That's awesome. I didn't know there were so many Croatians on Picarto. I love the Croatian coastline. It's so pretty. I've been to Dubrovnik, and I also saw it's in Game of Thrones, that awesome castle. I'm like, yeah, go Croatia. Hi, Barsware, how are you? Have you been? Yes, you have a beautiful sea. Good, good. Yeah, definitely a lot of interesting things to visit Rome. You know, if you've never been to Europe, it's full of historical monuments. Hi, Alan, how are you? Yay, my oh, sorry for this is the elf goddess princess. Hi, gang. Oh, you're watching with the kiddos. Awesome. Hi, kids. How are you? Thank you, Bards. I'm glad you like it. Yes, I really enjoyed the ColorMeCollab event. For those that you don't know, it takes place every week. Um, yeah, so every week an artist lends his line art to the ColorMeCollab event. And this week is from Sarah, I think Sam Johnson. Okay. And this week she donated this line art for all of us to color, and this is from last week, where Emity donated her line art. I guess it's a coincidence that they're both moms. Like but there are usually a lot of line arts with women submitted. I don't think we've ever colored a guy before. I don't know, June, do you remember? Did we ever color a guy? I think it's really discriminatory, this event. No dudes. Everybody submits girls. Both boys and girls. Yeah, that's what my thought exactly. You know, if I knew it was only gonna be girls, because I also submitted a line art with a girl, but I was amongst the first people. So, you know, I didn't know it was gonna be so discriminatory. Yes, you should equal the... Because I would have sent some boys as well. Or a robot. I'm really sorry that Varani didn't submit any of her dinosaurs. I think it would have been really awesome to color a dinosaur. Women are easier to draw. Yeah, as a girl, for me, women are obviously easier to draw because if I ever need reference, I just, go look at the mirror. And I've had difficulty drawing boys, and I've asked boys, you know, show me your hand, pose for me because I want to draw something I needed, and they were like, no, I'm too shy, I don't want to pose. I'm like, seriously, I just need your hand. Hold your hand up so I can look at it. And I'm like, you're weird. I'm like, no, I'm not weird, I need reference. Seriously, cooperate here. I didn't ask for your soul. Yeah, I have trouble drawing men as well. So what I do is just draw a lot of muscles. Yeah, be sure it not doesn't look feminine. So I'm like more muscles, and like you can never have too many muscles, and then it just looks like a weird beefy Hulk monster. But at least I'm like, yes, at least people think it's a dude. They do not think it's a girl. So I pat myself on the back, and I'm like, good job. Also, other skin colors are difficult for me. Because I'm white, everybody around me is white, so a bit more difficult to draw other nuances of color without it looking weird. Because, a person that is familiar with um, other ethnicities will quickly pick up on the errors and be like, um, uh, oh, this color is not okay. I've had, remarks like, it doesn't look like a real black person. It looks like a person that's made out of chocolate. I'm like, I tried my best. That's all I could do. I will try my best to do better next time. Yeah, cause the brown that I chose was too warm, I guess, and too saturated, so it looked more like chocolate than an actual human being. Yeah, and how did that work? Yeah. Well, it's hard because you're not used to it, I guess. Yeah. And also, like the colors for white people are not that correct either. You have animes and a whole bunch of other things that um, kind of changed our tolerance for shades of pink and white and stuff like that. So um, you can get away much easier with drawing a white person even if you're not doing it correctly. But when you're drawing someone of color and you're screwing it up, it's even more obvious that you did a crappy job at it. Just my impression of it. It's hard to get away with errors. Ew, what an ugly line. Yeah, let me see what you did here. Oh, it looks good, yeah. So shadows are not brown. But what color are they if they're not brown? Oh, you added some blue, so they need to be a little bit colder. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, makes sense. I also add, I do my, it told me it's too white. Too white, so let's see. Oh, so the highlights are too white. Yeah, not being very familiar with the skin tones, I don't see necessarily the problem. Ew. Oh yeah, I have to set this to screen. I'm on watercolor, so it's like this one, this ink, screen. Okay. I wanna... There we go. Oosh. Oh well, I'll fix that later and do the shading. I have half an hour left. Ah. Okay. And yeah, like Bart Boyer said, yeah, it's easy to use the drop tool. And it will help to some extent, but if you don't understand the colors, it's not really gonna fix your problem, because if you just use the colors but don't understand how to use them, you will not eliminate the errors that will appear, and it will still be flawed. And it's not just even in cartoons, um, I understand you're not gonna go for realism in a cartoon and a lot of fidelity to real life, but just avoiding it from looking weird and wrong, like seriously wrong, without it being, like a conscious artistic decision. Like for example in The Simpsons, their skin is yellow. Why? Because the author wanted it like that, so it will draw the attention and make them recognizable. If you look at any other animation, if you see it yellow, you immediately think of The Simpsons. So that has become a distinguishable and recognizable feature. So it's kind of like the difference between wanting to do a parody or being a joke. And people either laughing with you or laughing at you. There's a difference there. There we go. This one I was looking for. There we go. Yeah, I haven't used DeviantArt in a long time. Is it still useful? I really don't find the use for it. Mm. I don't know, it seemed to me like the community there kind of died out. And also on Facebook as well. It's kind of hard to, follow on your favorite artists and be there for them and support them and get the latest news. And I feel like um, other platforms have become more popular, and just people went there. Yeah, whenever I look at my old drawings, I'm like, ugh. I'm so happy I've improved, because if this was my level, it was sad. It's really cool. I've seen a lot of your illustrations. They're really awesome. But you know, some of them, like, for example, that girl, she looked like she had strabismus. You know, when she was looking one way with one eye and looking the other way with the other eye. That was funny. Yeah, I don't always use grid lines because it can distort uh, my image in an unpleasant way. Because I'm looking at those lines for reference and then I'm drawing it in with errors. But I really like that fan art you did with for Zootopia, and the fox and the rabbit looked great. Yeah, I can imagine a lot of work too, because it was pretty detailed. Yoshi? What is Yoshi? Ah, from Super Mario or something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, I guess correctly. I'm gonna look later because now I'm really trying to finish and time the illustration. go, and a lighter color here. And now the skin color. It's Meresha. Yeah, I don't know a lot of singers from 2. I should uh, look into that more. Cause I know we have singers on 2, but I'm mostly in the art part of 2, so I don't get much contact with them. Alan, if you ever do kind of like a recommendation of singers on 2, please tag me. I really love to go through that list and kind of get to know them as well. Because I don't think it's beneficial for any of us to have it segmented like this. I like to get to know them. I think it would be really cool to kind of like narrow the gap. See, I think it's kind of like more green when the eyes reflect the color. Oh, hey Sergio, how are you? How have you been? Nice to see you again. I'll talk to you again. Yeah, so this is I'm coloring for the Color Me collab, but I'm not pleased with her makeup at all, so I'm gonna change it a bit. I don't know. I'm not good at makeup. I'm really not good at makeup, and coloring a person like this alien is just even harder because she just looks really bad. I don't know. Oh, well, that's really good. Good luck with your work. What are you working on? Is a new uh how do you call it in English? Video clip. Hmm? What are you working on? Music video, yeah. That's really cool. For what do you call it? Band or singer is it? But no, not a music video. I'm lost. I don't understand. Ah, 10 more minutes. Running out of time. For a film festival, and the other one is case study for a music app by Silent Strike. I don't know Silent Strike. What are they? I've never heard of them. Is it like a music band or what are they? Electronic. And are they Romanian or what? From what country are they? Oh, that's really cool. You should tell him about too. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll find it interesting. I really like the community on too. I met June and Alan there, so I can tell you more as well. Oops, wrong layer. No wonder. Yes, you guys, meet the community. Awesome. I really like it there. Come on, draw. There we go. Blend, blend, blend. Get a little bit of extras I have to erase. I'm in a hurry. Oh my god, what is that? It's a it's a unicorn dragon mascot. Oh my god, the face is priceless. Oh, I like these guys from Picarto. They have humor. And they're for everybody, or do you have to be a premium member to have those? Picarto are German? I was sure they were like French or Italian or something. I mean, I knew they were European, but I didn't know they were German. That's really cool. I didn't know they were that big on art events and stuff like that. And I was surprised that In a Nutshell is also German. I mean, they were talking a lot about a lot of issues that are international, and also their English was very good. So I just assumed they were American, but no, they were German, so that was really cool as well. Haftungsberichten gefunden am Main, Germany. I don't know what that says. Blur. Gaussian blur. Ooh. Glowing. Um can I get it over the frame? Yeah, it will. I'm hoping that the glow will distract your attention from the horrible, horrible makeup that I have given her. So, yeah, that's my secret plan. Shh, don't tell anyone. Less Germany. Yeah, I don't know. They have all those regions of theirs. With Bavaria and the Roinan and a whole bunch of other stuff. Every little country is divided into their own little things, 'cause why not? But I like the diversity, so it's interesting. Okay. But I was looking on a map of Germany's electrical system. Oh yeah, in The Simpsons, did you see he was trying to buy tickets in Japan, I think. No, he was trying to buy tickets in France from a ticket booth that only spoke French. And he got angry and he started slapping the ticket machine, and then it switched to German and it said something like, "Here's your ticket!" And he was scared and he was like, "Yes, sir." Or there are a lot of memes with what was like um, life hug someone or kiss someone you love because life is short, but also scream at them I love you because life is scary and confusing. Like, what's that meme? Um, uh, Kiss someone you love, but yell at them in German because life is scary or something like that. Tell someone you love them today because life is short, but shout it at them in German because life is also terrifying. There we go. I didn't quite remember it correctly. But I found it for you, so now you know what I was talking about. Yeah, I mean, industrial rock. I don't think it sounds as good as it does in German. I mean, industrial rock in French or Latin, Italian, like, okay, lolcat is not impressed. But if you hear Rammstein in German and like, oh, that's sexy, sounds different. I'm cutting it close. I don't think I've ever listened to hip hop in French. Maybe I should. I've heard rap in French and it was so funny. I don't know why I found it funny. I just did. It sounded really funny to me. Because I don't consider French a very aggressive language, while as rap, Yes, I'm kind of aggressive, I guess, in the lyrics and what general perception of it is. So, wrong layer. Even though the band that was singing rap in French was pretty good, I just don't felt the same impact. Rock, definitely. Old school or industrial or something like that. For me, Rammstein, Pink Floyd, all that jazz. Enomine I like. Queen. ZZ Top. Linkin Park, yeah. I used to listen it to when I was younger, but I kind of got bored of their lyrics because I got out of my teenage mood, I guess. ABBA, yeah. Mamas and Papas, yeah. I think I'm complicating my life too much with these shadows. Well, I kind of started doing them, so... Shakira? I don't like that auto-tune she does. Her and Madonna and Kesha. Kesha and Shakira are kind of like the same thing to me. Like, if you have a good voice, why use auto-tune? Like, when somebody uses auto-tune, I'm like, what are you hiding? Yeah, Shakira. Hips don't lie. Oh, I love that weird unicorn. So funny. Favorite band, which would it be? I would choose the band that Alan is in. To show my support. Because I don't listen to only one singer, you know, so and I'm also, you know, because since I'm a content creator myself, I'm a big advocate of support living artists, leave the dead ones be. Alan, does your band have a name? Diversified. Oh, cool. So I'm supporting Diversified, and I've heard some of your songs, and I really liked it, how it sounded. It wasn't the best recording, but I liked it. Who? Justin Bieber and Miley Cyrus? You couldn't understand how they would get so many views? It's because people in general don't look into an artist that much, or they focus on a very little part. And like for example, I've met moms that were big fans of Taylor Swift. And I was like, do you know what kind of person Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber are? Because they just look at their faces and they think, oh, sweet kids, and then they're singing and they don't always understand what they're singing because it's in a different language or something like that, or they're not paying attention to what they're singing. I think the looks were important years ago as well. I don't think that has changed in any way. Yeah, I've read about this, that before they used to have special singers, so the special dancers, so the singer didn't need to look good. So it wasn't important as a singer to look good. Well, I am almost done. I'll just do some highlights. Highlights. Well, look crazy. Yeah, you can argue that they as well have pressures to look a certain way, which is as crazy as possible. Well, that's what makes front news headlines, so fortunately for those kids. Yeah, Macaulay Culkin is a sad story. He didn't have luck with the best of parenting. Michael Jackson as well. I saw a recent interview of Elijah Wood talking about child abuse in the movie industry, and it not being just because people were talking, then in the comments, because it's not just child abuse sexually, it's also psychological abuse, it's not just physical. And then there were people, sharing their stories on the forum about how they were child models and what a cutthroat industry it is, how difficult it is. Yeah, I couldn't watch that. I watched a bit and it was so. Oh, why? They enjoy exploiting that family that, a lot of the members obviously have some mental problems. That should not be something encouraged. It's doesn't seem like it's helping them in any way. I mean, at least I don't see uh, as it being a positive change in their lives. Oh yeah, that is definitely a thing. Like for example, I was on this forum and atheists were making fun of this religious person that had gone on a rant. And no, I'm not religious myself, but that person was obviously mentally unstable. And it wasn't just crazy Christians being stupid, like a person with mental issues making a fool of herself. She was clearly delusional, and I found nothing funny in that. I thought it was just really sad that that person has mental problems, and being religious doesn't seem to help her. It just seems to encourage some crazy ideas that she already had. So I was like, you shouldn't laugh about that. It's not cool. That person is not all there. They were definitely having a kick out of laughing from that person's problems. Talk about mess situation of medical care. Yeah, that it's underfunded, and at least in many countries it is, or it's non-existent in less affluent countries where people with mental problems that are violent are put together with um, other prisoners, and it's not gonna go well. Being incarcerated is not what they need in order to get better. They need medicine, they need counseling, they need therapy, they need a whole bunch of other expensive stuff that obviously some countries that are poor don't have the possibility to invest. If you don't have money to take care of the healthy people, how are you gonna have money to take care of the sick people? So it's really sad situation of priorities. Not to mention that in some places they're even discriminated against, you know. Yeah, I'll look at it as soon as I finish. I just wanna get this done. I'm already half an hour over time. So almost ready. Okay. Extras, here's the layer. Papa. That was my husband. He's off to the post office. Okay. It's 5:30. I'm over time with this, but I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I still have some shadows to do. Like, okay. Yes, it is. I don't know why. It has this problem. No, by the time I see what you write to me and reply, A lot of time goes by between. And there we go. Yeah, it's another website. Picarto is like Twitch, but it's for painters, for illustrators. So you're not gonna find a lot of gamers on Picarto like you find on Twitch. So that is what I initially started streaming from, and then worked my way to Twitch. Because Twitch has a lot of features that I really like. Okay. Yeah, I'm not, watery. I like add a little bit of extra lighting there. Like for example, I really like the Twitch alerts, so I really want to get into that, and hopefully I'll set it up this weekend. Yeah, it's a nice idea. I really like that. Because everybody was all depressed, like, oh, the first message they got into space was Hitler's speech, and oh, that's how we are going to introduce ourselves to advanced civilizations, whatever. And I was like, yeah, but immediately after that, a lot of cool stuff came, so it's not all that doom and gloom. Like, for example, in Futurama, there was this emperor of a country, of a planet, and he was watching Ally McBeal, like a parody of Ally McBeal. Yeah, I miss Futurama. It was really awesome. Yeah, it was funny. Bring Futurama back again, please. Phew, finally, and I think that is all for today. A little glow on her boob. A little lighting there. Furries and futas. No, it's not baby Jesus. I don't know. Maybe. It's maybe Nordic alien baby Jesus. It could be. I don't know what the original artist wanted, but I did it as creepy as I could because why not? Everybody was making her look normal, so I thought I'd do something strange. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, Avatar Jesus. Thank you very much for watching, and I will be streaming again Tuesday. So I stream every Tuesday and Thursday between 3 and 5 Michigan, USA time. And this coming Tuesday, I'm finishing Keirani's cover. She won the original character lottery that I organized for my milestone on 2, and I'll be organizing some more events like that. So if you want to see me finish the cover, then you can tune in Tuesday. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye. Hope you have a great weekend.